Hey entrepreneur, this is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled 3 Incredibly Reliable Sources to Help You Generate More Really Good Storytelling Ideas Than You Can Possibly Handle and create some bankable results in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to discover 3 of the most powerful, proven copywriting and marketing content creation sources that will help you consistently generate more bankable storytelling ideas than you can possibly ever handle. In fact, these 3 proven major content idea generating sources, even though they're extremely practical, they can and will put your creative content generating juices on overload. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have you heard it said that facts tell, but stories sell? Entrepreneur, there's a reason for that. In fact, where do you get or consistently generate ideas that sell? How about this? Your personal life. Now, before you think, oh, Mark, come on, what makes my personal life interesting enough, the stories in my personal life? I beg to differ. In fact, I'll say there's a bare bone minimum of 5 particular categories, and when you hear them, you're going to have to agree, that are just loaded with stories. For example, travel. Got any good travel stories? You, a relative, a colleague, you just get back from Europe, Paris, Africa perhaps, or the Caribbean? What kind of travel stories can you tell? Even the exotic foods where you were there? You got any pictures, great video? Everybody's got some travel stories, or you know somebody that does. How about this? Any anniversary stories you want to tell? In fact, let's be honest, aren't you a little embarrassed by that footage they had of you trying to do the latest dance and they caught you doing it and you didn't look so good? How about shopping? Probably have a relative, a significant other, or a spouse, or sadly an ex-spouse that maybe can't get enough of shopping. Weddings. Come on, everybody's got a good wedding story. Everybody's got that footage. Everybody's got that person crying or perhaps laughing at something that happened. Everybody's got a few good wedding stories. Or how about this? You got to have a few nightmare moving stories. Did you just recently help pack a kid off to college, or maybe the last kid off to college, or maybe somebody's moving back after college, or maybe unfortunately you got a relative who's moving in temporarily because of a job loss, relationship breaking up, whatever. So there you go. You can't tell me in those 5 areas you don't have any stories, entrepreneur. Of course you do. Well, how about this? What's the last really good movie you saw? Oh yeah, come on. You know, one that made you laugh or made you or somebody cry. Everybody's got a few good movie stories. Or the one that was so bad you're still talking about it because it was hyped up so much and you just can't believe how bad it was. But how about this next one? The news. This is big. Now this might be local news, national news, or international news. Doesn't matter. In fact, preface this question. Where were you when you first heard the news about the attacks at 9/11, World Trade Center? In fact, just looking at that picture, depending on where you were in the world and your age, probably sparked some incredible memories, correct? Or where were you when you heard the news of the unfortunate passing of the late great king of pop, Michael Jackson? And of course, you know, you can substitute another icon. Maybe for you it was the Pope, or the passing of Margaret Thatcher, or maybe it was the releasing of Nelson Mandela from prison. And finally, where were you when you heard the news about the first African American president being elected in the history of the United States? Now, ladies and gentlemen, right here, let's be clear. None of these events are being mentioned for you to take a pro or a con stance. Maybe you have no feeling about these, or maybe you have plenty. The fact of the matter is these events were international events because people all over the world had opinions and emotions about them. So the point is, entrepreneur, you can and should be leveraging these events, your personal life, movies, international, local events, maybe not so much local, but certainly national and international events, you can connect with people. And depending, on your age, if you're a little older, maybe it was the unfortunate assassination of President Kennedy or the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Whatever. The fact of the matter is, these kind of stories in pop culture shape people's opinions. And you can and should leverage these events because people will be Googling this stuff. And if your blog post or video happens to be out there, you'll get some traffic. So with that said, entrepreneur, I hope you can see why facts may tell, but stories, my friend, sell. So for those of you who want to discover how you can add an additional 25% or more gross profit to your bottom line in the next 90 days or less, and do so without adding any new customers or clients, then entrepreneur, grab your free 9-page special report. You know where to get it. YouCanMarketOnline.com/sales. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing, looking forward to being with you next time on the Marketing Minute.